In this video, I'll be showing you how to solve rational equations. Those are equations that have variables at the denominator. So here is an example of an equation that has variable at the denominator. So that makes them rational equation. That's why they're rational, okay? Now, what do you do to solve rational equation? The first thing you need to do is to find the LCD, which is like putting all the denominators together. So we have two denominators over here. Two denominators. You have x plus 1 and you also have x plus 5. So what we try to do is to multiply each side by each term by these by the product of this denominator. So we're going to multiply the denominator together like this. So it will look like this. Alright, so let's start. We will multiply the left side. So x plus 1 times x plus 5 times 3 over x plus 1. That's the left side, equals x plus 1 x plus 5 times 7 over x plus 5. So basically we multiply by the denominator so that one of these factors we cancel out the denominator. So like so, x plus 1 will cancel out the x plus 1, and then you'll be left with 3 times x plus 5 on the left side. And on the right side, x plus 5 will cancel x plus 5. You will be left with x times x plus 1. 7 times x plus 1. So now we can just solve this simple linear equation. It's 3x plus 15, 7x plus 7. We can move all the variables to one side. So, and then you have negative 4x plus 15 equals, this cancels out, equals 7 minus 15 negative 4x equals negative 8. And then we divide both sides by 4, by negative 4. So we find x equals 2. So now if we plug in s equals 2 at the denominator, that will not make it 0. So that will make none of the denominator will be 0. So s equals 2 is valid. Alright, so and that's basically what you do to solve linear. Here's another example over here. Here's another example. So you have, this time one factor is x, the other one is x plus 2. So we're going to multiply it like before, each side by these factors, okay? X times x plus 2 times x plus 5 over x equals, what we're basically doing is copying the factors to the denominator to multiply each side, okay? So now this x is going to cancel this x, and this x plus 2 will cancel this x plus 2, and the right side will be negative 4x. And the left side, we have to do FOIL on this together. So if you FOIL those, like, you know, or use tabular method, x plus 2, x plus 5, and then you have x squared and 2x and 5x and 10. So the left side will be x squared plus 7x plus 10. Now this is a quadratic equation. We can just, you know, get a 0 on one side if you add 4x to both sides. So that will be x squared plus 11x, 7 plus 4 is 11, plus 10. And then we can factor this, like x plus 1, x plus 10 equals 0, which now, let's remove all this so we can use the space. So now we can set it to 0, so it will be s equals -1, or s equals -10. We can test the denominator to be sure that none of this is going to create a extraneous solution. S equals -1 doesn't cause any trouble, neither does s equals -10. So the final answer to this is s equals -10 or s equals -1. This is the last example. In this example, the only denominator is x minus 6. So we multiply both sides by x minus 6. X minus 6, x minus 1, -4 times x minus 6, x minus 6. So this is going to cancel out. And we'll do FOIL on the left side will be s squared. If I do the FOIL here, x minus 6, x minus 1, -x plus 6. So we're going to have x squared minus 7x plus 6 equals -4, which we can add 4 to both sides will be 10. So it will be 10 on the left side. X squared minus 7x plus 10 equals 0, which we can factor to x minus 2, x minus 5 equals 0. From here, s equals 2 or s equals 5. None of this number will cause trouble for us at the denominator, so both are valid. So we can say our final answer is s equals 2 and s equals 5. So that's how to solve basic simple rational equation. In the next video, I'll be showing you how to solve even more complicated one than this.